Okay, so we're finishing up the succession activity. I don't know why mine won't open in the same page, but all right, so what I need for you to do when you're at some of you are doing two different things. All right, there we go. All right. Still missing a lot of people, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Alrighty. Okay, so what I want you to do is finish working on the succession worksheet. You want to go through and answer the questions on the handout. But at the end of each section, there's a quiz, and at the end of everything, there is something that says send it to your teacher. Screenshot that, and it'll have quiz one. Don't send me a screenshot of each quiz. It'll have all three on one slide, and it'll say send to teacher. Screenshot that and add it to your worksheet submission. Okay, so it's not one or the other, it's both. I need the answers to the questions as well as the screenshot of the quiz results. So wait till you get to the end, and I wish I could show it to you, but I can't, it won't without answering all the questions. All right, so you should be able to get to the website. It should be unblocked. I see people were there, so you should be good. And after you finish this, so this is the end of the paperwork, okay? But at the end of this, at the end of doing all of this, it'll also give you a score on the website, and it says send to teacher. You can't send it to me any other way than to take a screenshot and include it in your submission. If you've already submitted, add it as what do you call it? Notes in the what do y'all call that? Feedback folder. There you go, in the feedback folder. Okay, I'm gonna have to say this one more time because folks still coming in. Alrighty. So, all right, again, happy Wednesday. Almost done, almost done. Can't believe it's fall already. Yeah, changing seasons. The leaves are falling. Um, and another reminder that your your exam. All right, for third period. Third period is on Thursday. So next week, Thursday, there's a 9-week exam. What you want to know for the 9-week exam is, and I said this before, but I'm going to repeat it. You want to go through, we've covered 3 modules. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me look at this from student, because then yours has just a 3. All right, student view. All right, 1, 2, 3. Those are the modules that we are testing next week. What you want to do, there is no study sheet. Somebody asked me, is there a study guide? Let me tell you what your study guide is. Your study guide is to go to the first unit of each module. It is the overview, and you want to look at the vocabulary. Make sure you can answer these questions up here. All right, we talked about environmental science as interdisciplinary, which means it covers many different areas of science and sometimes not science. For example, it covers politics and economics, as well as biology and geography and not astronomy, the weather, meteorology. There we go. A lot of ologies. So that's what we mean by interdisciplinary. Um, why do we study it? Because it is everything around you, and it's important for you to know your surroundings so that you can protect your surroundings, not in your lifetime, but also for the lifetime of the generation to come. So that's why it's important. Um, you need to definitely know so these are questions on what are the top environmental concerns? What is your ecological footprint? And what is the tragedy of the commons? All right, so know the answer to those points there. Then you want to go to the next module. I got quite a few folks that are missing this conversation because they just came in. Good morning if you just came in. I'm explaining that you need to um, use the overview sections as a review for next Thursday's 9-week exam. Second one, you want to click on ecological organization. All right, the organizations of life, that's important. You need to know how life is being organized. And these are the vocabulary words, but more specifically, you need to be able to define what is an ecosystem, a biome, and I want to touch on that real quick here on what you need to know. All right, so when they say organization, you need to know that things start with cells, and cells make up um, tissues make organs makes organ systems, and organ systems work together to make the whole organism function properly. And then that brings us to our ecological, and then you can go through what I just said here, and you get to an organism. Now, when you get to organism, that's where your ecology starts. All right, so know this page. Know this page. So once we get to the organism, they are members of one kind of species. And then you have a group of them, and that's a population. And then you have several populations in one area, and that's a community. And up to that point, we're only talking about the living things. When we start talking about ecosystems, then you have to know this term, abiotic and biotic, because we're including both the living things and the non-living things in that given area. So we're still looking at a given area because there are different types of ecosystems. All right. And then we look at a larger area called the biome. There are different types of biomes, and the biomes are usually defined by the climate and the geographical patterns. So that's what makes it different from an ecosystem. And then all of these things exist on one big planet called Earth, but that we call that the biosphere. Okay, so the biosphere is just a big fancy word for the Earth. All right, so you do need to know what is the organ. You need to know them in order. I'll say that too. They need to know them in order. Who includes what? We could also look at this as a pyramid, in that the biosphere contains everything, and we would be going smaller, if we were looking at, while the arrows go this way going down, if we were looking at this as a pyramid, the smallest part of the pyramid would be the organism. Okay, there's less things in that group than there are in the rest. Okay. Um, Last module the one that we're covering now is ecological interactions. And again, you want to Actually, there's a picture here. This one is just a picture, but you should look at it. Yeah, this one. Okay, and this is an upside down triangle. All right, so you can look at it that way as well. But it gives you a picture of, they took the bison as an example, and there's just one kind of bison. If you have a lot of bison, that's a population. You have bison and other organisms, grass and hawks and rabbits, snake. Um, they said prairie dog. That wasn't a rabbit, prairie dog. Uh, that's a community. They all live in one space. And then when we take those same organisms and we include the sky and the water and the rocks and the air, um, then that's the ecosystem. And then all of that is found on the planet. All right, so that's a picture there. The overview for this section is here. So you need to be able what are the roles in the ecosystem? Species interaction. So that's what we've been talking about. Those plus and minus relationships. Community structure. We just looked at community structure, and now we're looking at ecological succession. Okay. All right. So again, for those of you who like to have a study guide, your study guide is the overview section of each module. That's your study guide. So it tells you what to study, what topics are on the test. Overview. It always starts with an overview. Be able to answer the questions in the overview. Look at the vocabulary words. On vocabulary, if you understand what the question is asking you, it's because you understand the vocabulary words. Okay? All right. Back to work, back to work. So you are finishing up ecological succession, or you are finishing up anything you have not yet completed. All right, so you're answering these questions at this website. Let me see if I can get it to go. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, come on. I wanted to. Usually, sometimes it gives me that extra link. If I open it in a new tab, you won't see it on. Let's try. Oh, it did. Oh, okay. Sometimes it's sharing, it doesn't switch screens. All right, so you should, and I just put, and then answer the questions. And you do want to put your name because hopefully it saves. So you want to do each of these, a primary, secondary, and a quiz. Okay? That's what you, when you get to the quiz part, it will save it. I mean, screenshot that part and include that with your answers to the questions. Okay. It's blocked again. Okay. Let me, and y'all, I'm gonna stop sharing because y'all don't like, and I switch to GoGuardian, I'm gonna see everybody who's not doing anything. Oh, wow. Okay. Whoops. All right, I may have kicked y'all all out. All right, I temporarily, it's because I clicked on the website. Um, it's gonna knock you out, but just come on back. But it shouldn't be blocked. I see a couple of people there. So you just try it again. Okay, and somebody said send the website. I'm going to send this in the chat. All right, I'll check on when it's due. I'll change it. And I'm changing everything. Your exam is next Thursday, so everything needs to be completed by next Thursday, folks. So if I open something up, the close date for it is going to be next week. So I'm going to go ahead and check. I'm going to check on that right now. All these lovely people who just missed everything I said. All right, here we go. Folks coming back, coming back. I'm sorry I kicked you out. Trying to get this unblocked. Allowed, allowed. Everybody should be back by now. Allow. Oh, yeah. Allow, allow. All right, Mr. Marshall. Yeah, that was my fault. And earlier today, Zoom kicked me out, so I don't know, something's up. But you should be able to get in. I do see some people in. So everybody, if someone in, everybody should be able to get in. So I did put the link in the chat. And hopefully you can get there on your own. All right, Cameron, how you doing? You don't see the link. All right, if you are finished, then you should, like I said earlier, go look at the questions for the modules. All right, there's the link has been sent again. Okay. Yeah, a couple of you came in after I sent the link. So let me see where that takes you. All right, so yeah, that you don't see the link? Oh, I'm sorry. It sent it to the last person who talked to me instead of everybody. Sorry, hold on. Sometimes it plays games with me. There we go. That's to everybody. All right. So that should take you to the link. All right, so finish that up. I'm going to check on the due date on that. Fix that up. So yes, actually it says September 30th. So I don't have to change anything. It is available until September 30th. So you're good. All right, again, if you are done, some of you make sure that you screenshotted the last page with your, so hopefully you saved it so you don't have to go through and do it all over again. Um, Screenshot and submit. If you've already submitted, then you can add it in the feedback box. Screenshot your results and add it to the feedback box. Alrighty. Um, and again, if you are already done with that, and I only have 3 people who are, please make sure that you are up to date on. So everything else, I've graded everything else. The only thing I have left to grade is this. So if you are missing something, if you have a 0 for something, use this time to catch up on that. Again, gradebook closes out next week and they start a whole new one. So, okay. All right. All right, good. That's good, Chance. Now send it. Can you send that to me not in the chat, but in the grade book? Okay, if you have to. But it won't let you put it in the chat? I mean, in the thing? Those are good scores. Thank you. All right. Do you mind if I show this to everybody so they understand? Because it's not a bad score. Okay, thank you. All right, folks, let me show you. Chance is giving me permission to show what I mean, what you need to send me. All right. All right, so when you're done, you get to the end and it gives you a score page like this. And it says submit score to your teacher, but the only way you can do that is to screenshot it and send. So this is the picture I want to receive from everybody. Okay. If you have already submitted, add it to the feedback box in the grade book. Don't email it. Don't send it in the chat, but send this to me. All right. So this is a good one. All righty. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chance, for letting me to show that. Actually, if you haven't submitted yet, let me see, Camilla, I think you've already done that, right? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. That'll help a lot. All right. Okay. Just so when you submit it like it's 2 different things. Before you hit send, you have the worksheet and the screenshot, and then send. Okay. You don't, this is what there are 3 people who had already sent it to me, and I just wanted them to be able to add it. Okay. So everybody hear that? If you have not submitted yet, you're going to add the worksheet and then the screenshot and then submit. I was only saying put it in the feedback if you had already. It's the same as the worksheet, I believe. All right. Any other questions? All right, so a couple of you came in late. I went through our 9-week test is next week, Thursday. There are 3 modules that are going to be covered on that. Use the overview section at the beginning of each module as your study guide. Why didn't that help? Yeah, and it looks like, all right, Cameron, I'm going to set up a breakout room and talk with you for a minute. So hold on one second. Uh, All right, Cameron, so you should have a invitation to go to the breakout room. Okay, I am back. And the answer to your question today is you use the overview section. There's three modules. You use the overview section that has the vocabulary and it has the main, excuse me, it has all the main topics listed. So be able to answer those as if they were a question. All right, so on that note, again, the 9-week exam is next Thursday. It's called the overview. It's the first unit in each module. The first unit in each module is called the overview. All right. Yeah, Sherrod, that's what I'm talking about. I need that, but I need you to send that with the in the grade sheets. I don't need it in the chat. I need it for you to send me that in the um so I send it as an attachment like you sent the worksheet. So folks, so for this assignment, you need to submit two things: your worksheet with your answers on it and that screenshot of your final thing that says send it to your teacher. That you're submitting both of those together. Don't send it to me in the chat because it's going to stay there. I need it to be in the grade book. All right, last call for me to open up anything that is closed that you may need me to open so that you can get rid of that 0 and bring up those lovely grades. Wait, everybody to pass first semester. Um, yeah, that's the right thing. Yes. Hold on, what you got there? Yes. There should be, yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so the worksheet, the questions that you've been answering, and actually let me go ahead and show that one more time. All right, we're getting there. Okay. No, the worksheet should be in your, you don't want to do the worksheet on online. You want the worksheet that's in, hold on just a second, where'd it go? It should have been in your, all right, I'm talking about this worksheet. This worksheet. So you want it from here, not online. Okay, so you want to send in the answers. You should have put your answers on this. Somebody asked, what's the quiz about? I'm assuming that the quiz is asking you these same questions, except you get to put it on the worksheet as well. And then when you finish, you're submitting this and a little screenshot from the website. Where is that? It is right there in your module. Homepage. It's not in the module, it's on your homepage. Ecological succession. And by the way, folks, this is a list. If you've got all of this on your page like I have on mine, this is all the stuff that you need to make sure that you've completed. You shouldn't have any of those on your page. All right. So on your to-do list, that's where you're going to find ecological succession. You're going to click on that page, download this page, answer these questions by going to this website. And by now you shouldn't just be asking me these questions. Everybody should already be almost done with this. I see it says yours says 2 more. So click on whatever the 2 more are, Gabrielle. You have a Dropbox that says 2 more. Here you go. Since you can't find it, let me send it to you this way. This is 3rd period. All right, Gabrielle, I sent you the link. Oh, I got folks. Time is up, folks. It's time. The next class is already coming in. Time to go. Yes, 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 yes. Time to go. Time to go. Time just went so quickly. All right. Bye, y'all. Because the next class is already coming in, and y'all just. So if you're in 4th period, stay put. I'm gonna shut down and then come back in. So as not to confuse. All right, Gabrielle, you got the link. Is it working for you? Okay. All right, good. All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. And then that was for anybody else who couldn't find the worksheet. All right, bye, y'all.